first of all, the boy was ignorant because that's not even what
That's
whole
it.
proverb even entails. Not even talking about physical
It
things.
is.
It's talking about experience. And yes, technology has advanced and it has brought us to.
Can we not? Sorry to cut you short, but
Yeah.
can we not just dive into that technology thing we brought up? Because that's bullshit. You're welcome to this wonderful podcast. It's called Western Luxury Media Podcast. For short, WLMP, Western Luxury Media Podcast. And over here is your boy Isaac KGB. You already know what time it is. We've been doing this for a minute, but we decided, we want to up the game. I want to introduce more and more people into this. And on my right, we have none other than
The boy King, you know what's up?
that's King. And behind the camera, we have none other than King O'Neill. From every episode to episode, you're going to see more of him come on, interchange and all of that. And this podcast is just vibes. We're just trying to give you guys our 2 cents, our opinions on things. You don't have to take us too seriously. You don't have to agree with every single thing that we say. But over here, we're just sharing our opinion. You feel me? And from time to time, we have more guests come on. We bring different opinions, whatever it is that's trending online, whatever it is that we feel we need to talk about, whatever topic it is, we are not limited to anything. Basically, we talk about sports, politics, entertainment, music,
Name
you name it, we do it. Without any further ado, we're just going to jump right straight into it. And we hope to see you guys more and more. Appreciate you. For our first video, for our first thing, we scroll on TikTok and we see a few things and we see new things online. And I was like, I think we saw this one yesterday and I said, you know what, bro, we have to talk about this. We have to bring it in and let's hear let's just share our mind on it. We haven't really fully reacted to it, both of us. So we're going to react to it right now and let us know.
Respect is a right. You need to respect an elder. It's their right, just as you have individual rights today. Please.
That's the problem with your generation. No. You guys will suffer and die in pain in respect. Oh, you don't think respect is okay. You think you can not on my life. Not on my life. I won't respect you if you are a threat to my life. Exactly. You can't tell me to respect you.
The older generation are threats to your life.
Yes.
The Gen Zs are threats to us.
clash of the generations.
Yo, clash of the generations is not a lie. I think this is a very big topic that we've been having in Nigeria for a minute now. I think since the whole Sorosuke period, I think that was the first time it really came to light. Of course, in every generation, in every country, every generation has an issue with it. There's always that clash. There's always that disagreement. But first of all, let me go to you and see, what do you think? What do you think of it?
First of all, I'll stop Rapper over there. Like
Okay.
he said, respect
Gen
the
Z.
right. We have to first get that straight. Respect is reciprocal. Respect is not ordained to anybody. You have to do, but you have to earn. You don't just copy that thing because I understand that there's an amount of respect you deserve to give to every individual, regardless of age or status. But like going forward to say, I think maybe it depends on the context of which it means that respect.
No, I feel I think I get what he's saying. Point straight blank. He says respect it's owed to the older generation. And I think for the most part, coming from Africa where we're from, we need to at least admit that our cultures, our values and things are different. You cannot just throw away we being African. I think that's one of the problems we're having with our current generation. It seems like we're forgetting a little bit that we are Africans above any other thing. We're Nigerians above any other thing. And in Nigeria, in every culture, respect to your elders is demanded. Yes, I understand that respect is reciprocal, but I feel like it is courtesy of you as a younger generation to give it to someone older than you. That's why in Nigeria, when you were young, they will just tell you, greet somebody even though you don't know them. Once you see an elderly person, you greet them. It's not because of anything. It's not because of our rights. Yes, maybe him saying is his right is maybe not the right phrase, but I understand where he's coming from with that statement. You cannot just say, oh, I get what you're saying when you say respect is reciprocal. That's very true. I cannot continue respecting you. I'm not saying this to say that, oh, if I'm respecting you and you disrespect me, I'm still going to keep on. I might do it 1, 2, 3 times, and if I see at some point, yo, you're not giving it back to me, I stain my name. You understand? I get that part. But the part where I don't get is where people feel the need to insult or belittle the way they talk to the elders or to our elders like it's nothing. And not to okay. Go
Honestly, I
ahead.
feel like you're coming from a very sentimental point of view.
Mhm.
Because yes, it is respect is given, like from Africa or African culture.
Mhm.
Yeah, they end it's normal. But you should still understand that this elderly they have like their own different definition of respect entirely.
In as much as okay.
For us, respect can be, oh, good evening, sir, good morning, sir. That's normal. You owe everybody that. But like, to them, they could even be wrong. Even when they're not even your parent, or they still want
Mhm.
to still bow and like take the fall. But when you're obviously wrong, you're being hardly ignorant about things that's going on. I'm trying to like, not even scold you, but like, even educate you a bit. But no, they don't want to because of you're young.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I feel like on a general note, yeah, there have to be a bar to disrespect, and like everybody needs to understand that. Okay,
Okay.
be it old or young, I have to earn it.
Yes, of course.
I'll treat you decently, like a normal human being. Like I'll treat everybody like you see another person really needs a money. So if you lack that as an African, then you need some checking, them to check. But like on the norms,
Mhm.
there's a level to it.
Mm.
There's a bar to it as where you like okay.
Mm.
But you also deserve respect for your own self.
Of course.
And
Okay. Go ahead. Are you done?
no,
Sorry.
no, no, come.
I don't want to interrupt you. I
Yeah,
don't want to interrupt what you say, but I honestly agree with you on so many things that you said, but I feel like I need to bring out a situation for us to look at look at something. You remember the Arasta situation with King Sunny Ade? You remember that
yeah.
situation? Do you remember what was said online about the whole situation? A lot of people came out to say, well, why should she, like, what was wrong in what happened? Of course, I agree with you. I'm not arguing this from a place of logic. It's sentimental, yes. But of course, there's a place where sentiment is going to come to an end. If, in as much as you are wrong, I feel like there's a mistake that we make as a younger generation sometimes. And even me, myself, I'm guilty of it. It's not like I'm innocent of this. I'm very guilty of it. But a lot of the time, when we see that someone is wrong, there are different ways to address people that are wrong, to address things that are wrong. You have to put, I think sometimes you need to remember that where they were coming from is different from where we're coming from. There's a lot our mind has been exposed to. There's a lot that we have learned and unlearned, and there's no way of learning every day. But you need to understand that these people are stuck in their ways. Now, when you are trying to educate somebody on something, and the person is not getting what you're saying, especially when they are an older person, like an elderly person, do you feel the need to then now start disrespecting them because they're not agreeing with what you're saying? Do you feel the need to start talking to them, belittling the way you're talking to them because they don't agree with what you're saying, because they are being stubborn? Forgetting that these people are stuck in their own ways. I might be trying to advise you on something and you're not taking it. I'll just let it be. I would choose to try to let it be. I'm not saying I'm innocent. I'm not saying, that I've been doing this the best way. But all I'm just trying to say is that there is a level at which people go that you have to admit that is wrong. You have to admit there's a level at which the younger generation go about saying when respect is reciprocal, that is very wrong. In the sense of them even saying that respect is reciprocal, you could feel the disrespect coming out. It doesn't have to be them saying insulting them, but you can see it in the tone of their voice, in the way that they talk. I think that's where the respect, at least where me I understand from where it's coming from. In the tone of your voice, you don't need to overly exert your right that you are right. There are things that we can learn and unlearn, because at the end of the day, we are Africans, and we give respect to our. I'm not agreeing with them that you should overly, even when they are wrong, you should bow down on the floor. And no, I'm not agreeing to that at all. But all I'm just saying is that we still need to put at the back of our mind that in as much as we are learning all these things from the Western world, we're just learning things generally as just human beings, and we're just educating ourselves every day. we need to not forget the fact that we are Africans. At the end of the day, there is something that makes us Africans, and our elders is the older generation is our forefathers. We always call back to our forefathers whenever we're talking. We always do all those things. That's to show you how ingrained it is in our culture. Back to that, our star King Sonia Day. When she greeted him like that, there were still a lot of people that still felt. We all saw the video of when they were talking about him. I wish you could get that video back and see how they were addressing the issue. Or online, we all saw what happened online. It's not like anybody was oblivious to that fact, or even nobody saw how it was. It's so easy nowadays for people to just disrespect older people like it's nothing, all in the name of, well, they don't want to learn. I feel like there are a lot of people that fall into that category. And if we say it like that, it's like we're exempting them and saying, well, and I do agree with you, respect is reciprocal. I cannot continue respect. That's why to the elders also, we need to address the elders also. We need to talk to them also. Both sides, exactly. No side is without fault. Thank you. Go ahead.
I also feel like you're right. There's you can see youngins like disrespecting their tone and everything, but the elders also need to know that there are ways and things ways to go about. Because, for I'll give you an example here. There was this day I was coming back from work like a while ago, and on going straight home, I was not even planning on taking any ride or anything. But I decided to look at that. You know what? Let me just chill and just like take the ride. So I had to take a keke, and I was the last person I was meant to take the last seat. Now, as an elderly, if you didn't have that mentality of, oh, I'm an elder, everybody has to subject to me, everybody has to bow to me. You didn't even feed me. Like, I don't know you from Adam. I don't care about you. So like chill. But this man didn't even say anything to me. He just wanted to overpower me and like take over the scene. That's disrespectful. That's highly disrespectful. And my first instinct will be to defend myself. I don't care of respect or let me first defend myself, and before I was start to look at, I was like, yo, pack up, like if that's what you want to do, chill. It was us talking and it was ranting there, like you're an elder. Now this is where it comes to play. You've lived this life longer than I have. I should not be the one educating you on things like this. If you have respect, the respect in which you want to be given to you. If you had respect, you would tell me, you would speak to me, my son, I'm tired. I need to get home. Obviously, there's no reason why I would not give up that because I was even planning on going home. But I decided to go with strength or show of strength. And I overpowered you and took the seat, and you're now like, oh, he does not have respect, this and that. And I'm like, yeah. At the end of the day, you still have to still show that respect in order to get it.
Okay.
So
that's a very valid point.
Yeah. Like both sides, the youngins too need to also like chill down on, because people go out of their way to disrespect elders. But the elderly still need to understand that disrespect, mostly when that person is not your child, you don't have any lordship over them. Don't stop walking around feeling like, oh, this guy owes me respect, this one owes me some. Yeah, he's meant to. He's meant because they say things that the elderly, like the long part where he said, things that the elderly will see sitting down.
Oh yeah, I think that's the next one.
You cannot. And my guy was like, you use drone. That's the ignorance of the young.
That's the ignorance. Okay, well, I think we'll get to that video. I don't know if this is it. Maybe we should watch it so we can see what he's talking about.
That's in any sense still that because I truly believe experience does not come with age. Anybody can have experience if you make action, take notes. And I also believe experience goes with issues. Like it's also can also be reversed. The elders can also learn from us. We can also teach you things. So I don't think you let your age make you arrogant. You can do enough to learn from us too. So
What do you want to teach us?
Can't teach anything wrong. That's one of the examples of the arrogance of the older generation. So they actually don't practice what they preach. Because why would you tell me I can't teach you anything? If you respect your good both ways, if you can also teach me something, yes, I agree.
Okay. All right. So when it comes to this one, okay, what do you think about that statement? And from what she said to what the woman said about what do you want to teach me, all of that, what do you think?
I think this is just pure. First of all, the boy was ignorant because that's not even what that
That's
whole
saying
proverb even includes. He's never talking about physical
things.
things. He's talking about experience. And yes, technology has advanced and it has brought us to.
Can we not? Sorry to cut you short, but can we not just dive into that technology thing you brought up? Because that's bullshit. If you're putting into context what he said,
Yeah.
he said, what did he say? He said, whatever an elder can see sitting down. That is making reference to the normal adage that we all know, the normal proverb that we all know. Whatever an elder will see sitting down, even though you climb the tallest mountain, you will not still see it. So if he's bringing technology into it, that we've established that adage that has nothing to even do with anything physical. So let's not.
What me I'm saying is,
Okay.
I feel like he is coming from a point of, the things you did or the things you have done with the help of technology have done better. Like there's a saying that goes around that people say, oh, back then when our parents make 1 million, it's like a big money. But we young, we see 1 million and we're not even so more because of how easy.
Would you say it's easy, or would you say the inflation has cost 1 million naira to not be like anything again?
Well, even 5 million still.
Even 5 million still, but still, do you think 5 million then what of? Okay, but I don't want us to go off topic.
Yeah.
But continue.
Well, I'm just saying that he was ignorant. Yeah. But this just shows how the blame is on both sides. Because she also replied, what do you want to learn?
What do you want to teach
What do you want to teach me? And there are a lot of things young children, young these days will teach you. Even down to experience. Will still teach you. Like, for example, let's just say my profession as a barber. This is where I understand where this is coming from. There's this I always say that I don't really care the amount of experience you have as a barber. If you give me tools and I've been in this game for just 1 year, I will beat you. So far as your tools is not up to mine, my work will look cleaner than yours. So as an elder, this way you have to like be humble and be like, okay, let me listen to what he has to say. Okay. And you'll get shortcuts to life, easier ways to do things. I've met older barbers that will look at me and tell me, oh, the way young children to barb nowadays and stuff, people don't even, everything's easy for you now, you have rechargeable clipper. I'm like, that's not our fault. You can also join in on the action. So to be like, for lack of better words, to be a better adult, to be a better grown up, you need to be able to like be humble and tap in to the younger generation. Because even technology itself has helped us to cut through ways that you took time, road that it took time to cross, to pass through. Technology has helped us to cut that road shorter. So we can also show you, you don't need to be a soccer head, you don't need to carry this thing on your head. You can also learn from us and you'll be good. Just be humble and to take whatever you can take from beyond it.
I do. Okay, when that man said, when with that adage, I get what you say, I see where you're coming from. But what I took from all that he said was when he said, whatever you can learn, whatever an elder can learn sitting, whatever an elder will see sitting down, I can use drone and helicopter to see this thing. Maybe it was just playing on it, maybe he didn't even mean it literally, maybe he wasn't trying to. But I think we need to educate him that when it comes to experience, I feel like people feel like experience necessarily has to be good. You can learn from people's bad experience. You can learn from people's mistakes. Now, if you see a poor old man on the road, or you see a poor old woman on the road, a lot of the time people will be like, what do you have to teach me? You have nothing to teach me. But guess what? They have a lot to teach you. They have a lot to teach you. You see, those people are one of the people that you need to, if you don't want to fail in life, you need to watch them closely and watch the steps that they make. That's where experience, that's why I feel like that adage goes a lot more than just saying whatever an elder will see sitting down because of the experience. One thing you have to admit in life is that With more time, let's go back to your babbing now, to the babbing that we're talking about. You can never compare how you were babbing on your first try. So how you're babbing now. What has changed? Somebody that is just babbing, if they like, they should give them all these tools that you're talking about. If somebody that just came into babbing a week or a month ago comes into the same room as you, and you're trying to tell them, yo, you see this course that you want to do like this, don't do it like that. They're telling you, well, what do you know? I've already seen YouTube. YouTube has taught me, or I've seen this. But they have no idea that the experience that you have, because of when you were making those mistakes, one of the biggest lessons in life is your mistakes. You learn from mistakes. Now, that's one of the biggest things. That's how experience works. You can never say without time. Over time, people have accumulated experience. Over time, people have accumulated. And experience doesn't even mean a good thing. They've lived through things. They've lived through situations that you've never been in. And just if you are taking your time to humble yourself down and listen to what they have to say, whatever bullshit you think they have to say, whatever nonsense you think they are trying to spew, just listen to that nonsense and give it time. You will learn one or two things. Then you know that, okay, if I'm moving like this, I've seen how me and this man were moving in the same direction when it was my age. Okay, now I have to change my path to not move in this direction anymore. I have to start moving in this other direction to see that I'm doing something different. Experience doesn't have to necessarily be a good thing before it's something you can learn from. You can learn from bad experience, you can learn from good experience. So now saying, well, John will teach me, that's arrogance. To me, that's ignorance and arrogance mixed together. And the two of them are the worst combination you can have. It's the recipe for failure. That's pride. And the Bible says it all. Pride comes before a fall. If you've seen yourself as all seeing, all knowing, that means there's nothing anybody else can teach you. And that applies to the older people too. Because guess what? A newer person, the same way you might be looking at something. Two of us could be looking at the same thing. How two of us watch the same video and got two different things from this video? It's the same way you and I can be looking at this camera and be seeing two different things. We're definitely seeing two different things from this camera, but we're looking at the same thing. So everybody needs to apply that wisdom of being humble.
I guess we so this is just like that. Both sides.
Everybody needs to be humble. Everybody needs to be humble. You need to learn how to be humble and not feel like you know it. Or that's where I was going to next. That's where you see that woman's pride.
Also coming.
That woman's pride came in, and when she said, "What do you think you can teach me?" Because in her own mind, I've seen more of life than you have ever seen. But she has forgotten that. In as much as yes, you've lived more than me, there are things that I've known and I've gotten over time that you've not gotten. Because we are now living in a different world than you were living in before. And this world that we're living in is shaped for me. So there are things that I understand that you definitely don't understand. And if you feel like you know better than me, that's recipe for failure. The moment any man thinks he's an island, he has destroyed himself. So at the end of the day, humility has to come into place that everybody needs to understand that, listen, if I just stay back a little bit and listen to what this person is saying, maybe there's something I could pick up on it. No bad ever came from listening. Maybe a little bit of wasted time, but still, at least that time you already know I'm probably not listening to this guy giving too much attention again because I've given him chance and he has spewed rubbish. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, humility is one thing that everybody needs to work on. Even me myself, be it old or young. And I see how it can come into play. Guess what? Next 10 years, we will be the ones. You see, these old people will be there. Because we don't understand. A lot of do you know a lot of the problem with all these older generations is that they don't even understand where we're coming from. Because their own world was different. They grew up in a different world. They're growing up they're not seeing a world whereby shit just work. Like shit just happen like nothing. So a lot has to come into play. But yeah, like these are things that I feel like we all need to look at. These are things that's happening in our society today. Right? And it's something that I feel like everybody can educate themselves and learn one or two things from it. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Please just drop it in the comments as you're watching this. Whatever you guys think, drop it in the comments. Let us know. Want to see what you guys think. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you agree with what King is saying? All you've heard today, what do you agree with? Which one do you believe? Sorry. Which one do you believe is best? Or which one do you believe works for you? You know, at the end of the day, like we said, we don't know all the answers. We're just giving you our own opinion. We'd like to hear what you guys think. We love to hear what you guys think. So feel free to always drop it in the comment section. Honestly, I would love to see that. Let's move on to the next topic the next thing on our itinerary. During the course of the week, something happened with our own new seed. Machala, Big Wiz himself. King, yes, King is going to kill us in on that.
So he made a series of posts on his Instagram story addressing, well, say, stance on Afrobeat, because that was a big one there. But this is the first series of posts. I think so, because they are scattered online everywhere. And please, I beg, if you like Pacomo Whiskey, don't download this new album. In fact, delete me from your playlist and your life. White heart emoji, and he went on to say, I am not a fucking Afrobeat artist. Come on. I'm not a fucking Afrobeat
Let's get
artist.
to the end.
Don't call me that. Don't call me that. Oh. Again, he said, Lion richer than you niggas. LOL. Album done. See you soon, bitches. Then I'll just go to the main where you really kick the ball. You lost people always want someone to educate you. You got your phone, Google, research shit, or take a flight and see the world. Don't be ignorant and stupid all at the same time. Listen, am I African? Yes. But I do make all sort of music. Fine music. But I don't want this labeled just Afrobeat. That's the saying every American artist makes. That's like saying every American artist make rap. That's stupid. This is why no matter how good or amazing the music we make, be it R&B or whatever other genre, we all get nominated in one African category or the other. I've made songs from different genres of music. Made in Lagos is not an Afrobeats album. That's a fusion of different sounds. Real music. Real music. The word Afrobeats was made up by Yao to put all we make into one box. Fela created Afrobeats. I make all sort of music. Fusion of sounds. I'm an artist. Before anything else. True to my art. Not scared to try the shit. Now, Yao should say,
Okay.
it's nothing to break down. Full stop by full stop.
Risky.
This is what he said.
You know, I'll say this, that before now, I haven't, I don't know, this part I have not seen it. This is the first time I've heard this part, to be very honest. And
It's a lot to take in. As a whiskey fan, someone gets into water, let him down the family. It's a lot to swallow.
all right. What do you think? Let me hear.
I say, I see his heart in a way. I see where he's coming from. But he worded this very, very, very wrongly. I feel like he worded it wrongly. And what he's doing, and even though he worded it wrongly, it still shows a percentage of how he really, really feels about Afrobeat. I feel like what he's doing is just doing greater damage or greater evil than good on Afrobeat. Because at the end of the day, you are still the symbol. You've always been the symbol of Africa. You've always been the face of Africa. And you didn't say shit about it. Like, you didn't have this whole notion or this new revelation of what kind of musician you are. Then, Afrobeat to the world was lying on your bio for like as long as man can remember. Then today, you're coming out to say you're not an Afrobeat artist. And there's one point he made. I can't even remember everything I read right now. But there was one point I remember him saying was that this is why they nominate us. It's not like we are not looking up to them again. Like, I know we've always been looking up to them, but now it's like
Whenever, even in music, we stop looking up to them. Let's even not go there.
we stop looking up to them, but to a fair percentage or to a fair notion, we still liked their approval.
We started. We
We still like their
okay.
recognition. They
Okay.
recognizing us, but now it's not like taking it to a different extent of we want. Like he's glazing these niggas. Like yes, they recognizing us nice. Everybody recognizing us. When Rema went to India and he shut down India, we were happy that we were recognized here also.
Mhm.
But then what he's saying right now is as if he how do I put this? Like he's now begging for them to see him in a certain light.
It is crazy. It is crazy that Whiskey came out to say.
Yeah.
It's crazy that Whiskey came out to say the words. That's why they box us in the same category. Like before now, but why do we have to care about what Grammy had to say? I think this was one of the biggest issues that we had when we were discussing about it, that we already had with the whole idea of Grammy even giving a genre to a category of the award and saying all Afrobeats, all sounds that come from Africa is Afrobeat. Obviously, it's not. Obviously, all sounds that come from Africa is definitely not Afrobeat. Tyler winning that category has nothing to do with Afrobeat. And music has nothing to do with Afrobeat. But I am I would say this. This is the first time I'll actually say this. I'm very disappointed in the way Whiskey approached this thing. And I understand that. And it's coming from a Whiskey fan. A lot of people will be like, well, a lot of diehard Whiskey fans. I'm a diehard Whiskey fan. But I can still see the truth and still try to admit when something is wrong. And definitely, this is not the way to go about it. Let me just so I can take a few points from what he said, just so I touch exactly where I'm going to. I think one of the parts that offed me the most is when he said the Made in Lagos album, it's not Afrobeats. What does that even? What does that statement like, bro? What does that statement even mean? Made in Lagos, because at the end of the day, now it looks like you're using us to sell your market. Because if you're saying made in Lagos, you're saying made in Lagos. And what is Lagos? Lagos is the hub. Lagos is Nigeria. Afrobeat, Lagos is the hub of Afro. Lagos is where, if you don't get recognition in Lagos, you are not getting recognition anywhere else. Can we just admit that? Can we say that for a fact? If you're singing Afrobeat and you've not come down to Lagos, I think, or you've not gotten recognition in Lagos, you don't even have to really come down. But if you've not gotten that recognition, your blessings from Lagos, I feel like you're wasting your time. You're not doing anything now, and there's proof to show for it. It's not like anybody's just saying anything. Look at everything that's happening down here. But for you to say made in Lagos, you said songs, that sound, yes, was it a fusion? Did you add other things to it? But isn't that the whole point of Afrobeat? Afrobeat is, if you really look at Afrobeat, is what you define Afrobeat to be, but you as a Nigerian. That's why till tomorrow, there's no one way to go about it. There's one way to go about rap. You make those rhymes, you make those bars, you drop all of those things. But Afrobeat could be dropped into different Afrobeat falls. There's different subgenres under Afrobeat. It's wild. You have the Afro rap, you have Afro fusion that Burna Boy is doing. You have different. But if whenever people ask me what's Afrobeat, I like to say Afrobeat is the culture. Afrobeat is the essence of what makes you of Nigeria. It's the pidgin, it's the go inside. It's the slangs. It's these things that we have put inside of it. Is we're giving you our experience. And these are things you use and dominant in your music. Pidgin is dominant in your music. Go is dominant in your music. How would you say that's not Afrobeat? Then what are you telling me? You use pidgin, use all these things. That's what makes Afrobeat Afrobeat. You are privileged to be a Nigerian, for you to experience Nigeria. Don't get me wrong, being a Nigerian is really not a privilege. But when it comes to this music shit that has gotten to the level that it has gotten to, they are not trying to take away the power away from us. Coming from you, it hurts us more. Somebody like you saying you're not an Afrobeat artist, then what are you, bro? Because from the start, there were interviews where you went there and you were talking about it. Yes, we're not the one that brought out the name. Other people gave us the name. But they gave us that name because they were addressing there was nothing to address the music coming out, the sound coming out from Nigeria. So they decided, you know what, we'll call it Afrobeat. And it makes a whole lot of sense. All right, we rock with it, but that doesn't change the fact that the people that do Afrobeats are Nigerians. They get to define what it is. We
Right.
get to define what we decide
So you
Afrobeat
need an
is.
opportunity to actually educate them rather than subject to their own perception of what Afrobeat. Because if we're even following this, you trying to pander to them on this issue, then let's take what happened to Tyler at the Grammy. Tyler won best Afrobeat, or was she won under the Afrobeat category? Yeah, she won that, but she's not even an Afrobeat musician. But okay, fine, they gave it to her
They didn't,
as
but they didn't necessarily call it Afrobeat. I don't think Grammy called it Afrobeat. I think they called it African something. Was it?
okay. But let's just say they call it something African, something related to Africa. Yeah. But then these people are not even educated enough. They are not even interested to even do enough research as to make sure that the person they are giving the award to, they even really know her music.
Yeah, because
These people were playing Fela Water at the background for Tyler to come and collect her own song for Water. So like, this just show how they are not even interested in all these things. You could change your stance on Afrobeat and they'll still do as they please tomorrow.
they'll still not give you an
They'll still
award.
not give you that award.
That award that you're looking for to be. I think when it comes to this whole Tyler thing, this whole Tyler thing and Afrobeat thing is that you see the whole I don't think they call it Afrobeat, but it's the idea that they put a whole lot of people that they were doing Afrobeat and put Tyler in that category. It made it look very much like it was an Afrobeat competition, and Tyler came out on top. But that song is not an Afrobeat song. Let me break it down. Let's bring it down in layman's terms. It's just like you adding somebody that's doing blues to rap genre and say they come and win rap. It's two different. They are doing two different music. They're not supposed to be in the same category. If you are trying to put people in the same category, make sure they are in the same category.
Exactly.
That song Tyler did had no category to be with. That's the thing. So don't group us all and say we are one. But let's even look at a bigger picture. Can we all for once stop? I know it's too late to say it now, but can we actually stop caring so much about what these people really think? These people, white people don't know music. White people don't know not even just white people. All of you guys outside would not dictate to us which song is the best Afrobeat song. Let's make that very clear. There's no world whereby you people get to dictate to us what Afrobeat sound like. What Afrobeat is the jamming tune. Because I can feel it already brewing up, coming up. You see any and everybody trying to do Afrobeat now? No. I'm sorry to say, but that's not. I don't think that's how
It's
it will work.
just like the whole fun we had in South Africa, trying to make Amapiano. Deep down, Nigerians knew that we were never making Amapiano.
Up to today, we still know that we are not.
There's no
competition.
This new Amapiano song, I don't really know the name, but that shaking their body like, and I'm like, these niggas will make a song. They will not just make the beat, they will make the song, then they will still make a dance, coin a dance to come out with it. When you want to do that this in combo too, that's Amapiano. That's the type of thing. So you're not telling somebody from South Africa has to exempt himself because of Nigerians so I'm making our piano
and maybe they are getting small recognition.
Exactly.
Then they will not say, "Oh, I'm not a piano artist." Nigga, that shit is
Rather
yours.
so they will educate
you on it.
This is what Amapiano can come in different ways.
I am very disappointed that Wizkid actually came out to say he's not an Afrobeat artist, because then what are you? That means you said I am not. So I don't know. If you say I'm not, who am I to come here and start helping you defend yourself? You've said it with your own mouth. You're not an Afrobeat artist. Then what are you?
Even though you have a point.
Even though you have a point.
See, there's a light in which you are coming from, but it still doesn't take away the fact that you're now biting the thing that I've played. Because it was Afrobeat that took you there. I'm so sure years ago, if someone said you're not now,
look at look at other sounds that you've made that is so Nigerian. There's nothing you can tell me, but that's the thing. It's because of this whole new pandering to this new entity. Is this pandering to this new entity that's coming to the play, that's coming to the limelight? And that's where we ask the question, and we ask ourselves the real question. Are we the ones that dragged us, that dragged ourselves to this place? Because to be very honest, there was once a time when we were really clamoring for Grammy. We're using it as clout. Let's if we're being honest, let's be honest. So are we seeing the result of what we're looking for? Because now we need to understand that everybody has their own personal gain to gain also from this. So everybody's looking out for their own personal interest. They're not looking out for the greater good of Afrobeat. When people like Burna Boy come out and say, "Oh, Afrobeat is not," he's not like when people continue to come out and say things like this, it's just disheartening to see
So I
it.
guess you just agree that what you guys are doing is for your own personal gain. Don't
Yeah.
come out there and say, I'm doing this for Africa.
Yeah.
My young income.
Yeah,
don't
you're not doing anything for us. You're doing it for your own gain. Because at the end of the day, if you come out and tell us something like this, it just shows that you are doing it for your own personal interest. You're trying to get your own clout. You're trying to get your own parts. You're trying to build up your stats. So do your thing, then leave us to do our thing. Let us continue enjoying our music and continue enjoying the sounds that we've been making for the longest time. It took us time to create this sound. It took us years. We put in work into making Afrobeat what it is today. And for you to just come out and throw shade on it like it's nothing, it's quite disappointing. And it's really, really disappointing to hear you say you're not an Afrobeat artist when if you see me in the streets bragging that you are the leader of the new Afrobeat, bro, if you can come out and say you're not doing Afrobeat, then nobody's doing Afrobeat. Because guess what? This new sound that everybody is singing is you, the copy, is your style. It's your style that they're doing. And you cannot honestly sit down and tell me with your own full chest. I don't care what anybody has to say. There's no how Whiskey can tell me that he's not doing Afrobeat. You can, if you were even looking for a way to say, you could have said, I am more than just an Afrobeat artist. But for you to say you are not an Afrobeat artist, yo, I don't know. It's like you don't care about the struggle. You don't care about everything that we've been through. Just today, I was watching a video of this guy on TikTok and he was narrating how what Afrobeat meant to them in over there in London. I was never privy to this. He was talking about it like when whiskey came into the scene, how much whiskey had to impact on them. To now see you come out and say something like this is very, 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 very disheartening. I don't know. I never believed you could say something like this. I always thought, whiskey is not that. Whiskey doesn't give into that. And I've been saying it for the longest time that people have been throwing shades at you. So you had to say what you had to say. I didn't know that this part was there. It was all those other parts I was seeing. I was like, oh yeah, people have been saying he's not doing Afrobeat sound. Let's address other people too, because we need to address the people that are sitting out there to say old whiskey is the best whiskey. Because I get to a certain degree, I can see where he was coming from in that beginning stage, not this end part now. That beginning stage when he was saying, because everybody that he said, if you like Pacomo, don't listen to this new whiskey. It always sickens me when I hear people say, oh, old whiskey is the best whiskey. What do you mean old whiskey is the best whiskey? That's not the best whiskey. You don't expect Whiskey to continue making music like that. He has evolved as a musician. He has learned a lot. Even as a man, he's no longer a kid.
Exactly.
Back then, he was what 18, maybe 20. How old was he back then?
I'm not even sure he even had kids. Now this man
Has how many kids? He's grown. We keep forgetting. He has been around the world. That's why he said. So he has his mindset has expanded. And for you to say you will not, it's reflecting on his music. When you hear his music, you can see how he has grown. He has evolved as a person, and it's so beautiful to watch and see how him as an individual, how he has brought it into his music and still brought us along with him. Coming from where he was coming from to where he is now is something beautiful to see. I'm not still going to go ahead and say Whiskey has not dropped amazing jams. To me, it's still Afrobeat. He just had a lapse in time. He should come back and apologize for that statement, or at least say something to show that he's wrong for that statement that he made. Because till tomorrow, Whiskey is still the pioneer of the new Afrobeat wave that we're enjoying today. There's nobody that can tell me anything. That man stood on business and put Afrobeat where it is. It's just disheartening to see him say this. Maybe not cheap go away. Maybe not be cheap, but I know it's more cheap go. But maybe not something. He was just in his mood and he just, I will take it as that. But to tell me that Whiskey is not doing Afrobeat is a lie. Every sound that he puts out is Afrobeat sound. Any song that is in, he brings a fusion of Afrobeat into it. That's the beauty of Nigerian artists. We never succumb. That's what it is. A rapper can never come on an Afrobeat song and do anything. The Cross cannot come on. When the Cross came on it for Naira, you saw what he did on it. When Ghana came, you see what they did. There's no how they're not going to change who they are. To now come and fit into. You are calling me because you like what I do. So let's just leave it at that. Grammy, people should rest. I don't know. Maybe that would be a conversation for another day. They need to be addressed on their own. That would be a different conversation.
If you're going to give us
A
a category and give us awards, then please do your research.
Do your research very well. Make sure that wherever you're putting in that category is absolutely doing Afrobeats.
Work into different
things,
compromising the whole thing.
And let us, for God's sake, let us have our own award structure that is actually good. Not the headies. The headies is really nothing to write home about. The headies is something not to write home about.
Like he just showed on this kid, like we always try to pander. Tell me why the headies left Nigeria
and hosting where did you go and host it? How would you leave Nigeria and go and host?
Why do we always feel
why do we feel the need
to like abandon our own? And it's just issue keeps repeating itself on African man. Like
it's that we're not learning from it.
I swear.
I feel like what we said earlier, at the end of the day, it all boils down to what their goal is. Everybody has their own goal. And I feel like they already it's their own personal gain they're looking after. At this point, I feel like it's their own personal interest. There's a lot of conversation to be had on this topic. I feel like maybe some other time we could talk about this and ask ourselves, why is it that all our artists are all signed under foreign record labels? And all these record labels are the ones that call the shots because they're the ones with the money. The person with the money is the person that calls the shots. So we need to have that conversation and understand why so many things is happening and what is going on. And find a way how we can bridge that gap and make Afrobeats what it's supposed to be. Make it ours and not something that is for other people. When people were saying, oh, Afrobeats is going away from us, not with the sound. No other person. I can put anything on anything. No other person can come out and make Afrobeat the way Nigerian can make it.
That's honest fact. Because you have to be Nigerian.
You have to be Nigerian, or you have to have lived in Nigeria to make Afrobeats. I'm very sorry. You have to have had that experience. Because that's why anybody can come out and make at least one hit. Somebody so random, like so random can just come out today and he has made a hit. You make one hit like this and you not hear him again. Because basically, look at when you go online, you see all these guys tell me why you go catch 3,000 naira for. What sound is that? What sound is that? But that's Nigeria because you can relate to the Nigerianness. And Nigerians, we're teaching our own so much, but that is the Nigerianness in it all. That's the Nigerianness in it all. That's what I'm trying to say. For you to make good Afrobeats, you need to be Nigerian, or you have to have grown in Nigeria. You have to have had that experience being around Nigeria. A foreign artist cannot come and sing an Afrobeat song. The only way they can even try and get number one, if ever that happens, they have to have featured a Nigerian on that song. Go and check it. Nigerian is somewhere inside that music. Either they wrote it, or they produced it, or they are a feature on the song. Look at what technology. So yeah, Whiskey, please, for the sake of your fans, me, please. I've been bragging with you in the streets way too much for you to say things like this. People are going to come and start asking me questions. Please, you are the father of Afrobeat, at least the modern Afrobeat. Please stand on business. When you disown us, who are we to say you are our father anymore? When the father comes and disowns his children, there's nothing. You disowned us. So why are we hailing you? Why are we always on your case? So we that were supporting you all this while, what are we doing? This shit means something to a lot of us. It means something to us. We love Afrobeat. We love what we've done with the sound. No other places have they really made something so unique like this. And it's going around the world. Now that it's going around the world, you guys now want to take away the credits away from the people where it matters. Now that we have the recognition, now is more than the time. That's why I get my brother's point when he's saying it's now safe. You're supposed to educate more people because this is an opportunity to enlighten more people and to let them know what time it is. Let's not dwell too much on that one. And do you have any other thing to say to add it?
I'm good.
Whiskey, I use God beg you. I use God
Just
beg
needs to
you.
make you feel
I beg.
alterations to what he meant.
I
Because
beg.
I honestly feel like
Come
he
and
worded
clarify.
it wrong.
I just feel like he's wording wrong.
He didn't word it right.
I
He
don't
didn't
think
word
I
it
don't
right,
think he
sorry.
was coming from that aspect. Whiskey cannot honestly say he's not an Afrobeat artist. What do you mean? What does that statement even mean? You're not an Afrobeat. Then what are you? If you say you're more than an Afrobeat artist, that makes a lot of sense. You have different parts that you can touch. You can do R&B. You can do R&B the way they are doing R&B. But to say you're not an Afrobeat artist is wild. It's a wild statement to make. That means the big three were arguing. You're not. You're nothing. You're not there. Now. You've exempted yourself from inside. Guys, I know this whole thing. Please let's just
share it. But I think that would leave that for another day. Don't you see this as Nigerian artists always like staining their legacy before they get up? Like
You have to show me a pattern. You have to show me a pattern of it happening.
We have P Square. They were like supposed to be the father and everything of,
but they destroyed, but they separated.
Exactly. Risky too. I had some other before this part. I had some other this thing.
Say continue.
I had some other people.
Who?
Yes.
Oh, I bring out somebody else. The Banj. The Banj is one of the best examples you could think of. The Banj left more hits. The king. When the Banj left more hits, I was in GS3 that time. I think GS3 or GS2. I was like, but the Banj is the king here. Why is he not going over there to not start again? The Banj. The fact that we're talking about Afrobeat and we're not mentioning the Banj, nobody ever calls the Banj name. Sometimes we forget the Banj existed. The Banj.
Wow.
The Banj. She said she wanted to be mine. I'm a coco. The Banj. The Banj. When we need to start realizing that when we start to pander for, why I will not count P Square, because those ones was just siblings rivalry. I don't know what it was with the two of them, but they are now coming back now. They became upcoming artists. It's just disheartening to see what happened to P Square, because P Square shaped our childhood. P Square shaped our childhood. There's nobody that will say P Square did not shape their childhood.
Not just in Nigeria, but Africa as a whole. Like
P Square were the biggest thing in Africa. We used to feel for them over there now. Remember those videos where we were watching, we see ladies paying for P Square, jumping up to see P Square. But yeah, back to your point about them staining their name before their legacy before leaving. I don't know. I can't say. There's not a lot to prove, but yes, I'm starting to see one or two patterns rising up, and I hope that's not the case. When it comes to pandering to this outside recognition, we don't. Yes, sometimes we ask for it, but we don't need it like that. You get right? We don't need it to that point where it's like now you're not showing everything that stands for who you are, your heritage, your back, your home, and showing them by the side and saying, "Oh yeah, please don't categorize us." Nigga, let them do their research. Let them do their homework well. They're the ones that fucked up, not you.
It just shows they're not interested.
They're not interested. So if they're not interested, why should we give a fuck about what they are doing? You guys should do your thing and we'll do our thing. Don't call her. Would you say the people also ask for this? It's like exempting us from it. Because when we're bragging in the streets, we'll be like, oh, this person has 3 Grammy, this person doesn't have Grammy, this person have this. Maybe in hindsight now, we've seen how that must have played. But at the moment, we didn't really see it as anything that would affect us. At least even when we're talking about it, that category that they had then, we need to even understand that the category that they had then and the category that they just made now, it's 2 different categories. The one that Burna Boy won and the one that Whiskey won was 2 different things. So it's just that they had Grammy to their name, but now Grammy now decided that they'll go out of their way to make one for Africa. And now we really just need to address this and try to educate ourselves a little bit more, have a better understanding of how we're operating when it comes to this whole notion. You know, in as much as we want that, we've always talked about, yes, Afrobeat to the world. Now that it's in the world, let's not forget where we are from.
The world
and do it by our thing, because it's us that brought us here. Right? It's Nigerians in the UK, it's Nigerians in the US, it's Nigerians all over the world that made Afrobeat be here. It's not like they did anything. They didn't discover anything. It's just that more Nigerians were now playing it more often and became more proud of it. And we're making a whole lot of noise. Now they're not peeping. We're not peeping and like, yo, what's going on over there? What's this sound that they're talking about? They didn't know about us. They didn't care about us. We've been doing this shit for years. Arguably, some of our best years has even gone safe. Now, safe, the music they are making, that's when Bob Banaba will say, the music they are making now is not even up to par of what they were doing back then. If you really check it, a lot of the music coming out now is a little bit washed compared to what used to come out way back then. There's a lot of evergreen songs that were there, but you can't count how many evergreen songs can you count from 2020, from 2019 or 2018 till now that you say that yeah, this evergreen. Every time you hear this song, it will forever be something to you. It's either they are making a song for 3 months hits, it will go off, 2 months hits, one year. So
Because if we make this, my main issue of this is just that if we make this a pattern,
Afrobeat is dead.
Heading for the ditch.
It's heading for the ditch real quick.
If imagine Sake now comes out maybe after 2 years or 3 years and say, oh, okay, I'm no more an Afrobeat. Maybe he starts to see a light of what Whiskey said. Okay, I'm no more an Afrobeat artist. Would you say I'm no more an Afrobeat artist? Rema too says I'm no more an Afrobeat artist since I do this and that. I'm not even. That's why I still keep on respecting Rema so much because he still goes out there and still puts it that we all do our individual things. It's not pitching me. Like individual thing. But it's still roots down.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
that's the pigeon. In as much as everybody go out and do their own thing, Afrobeat is what did I say? Sorry. What did I say about the whole thing being Afrobeat being who it's what you define Afrobeat as. It's just the fact that you're a Nigerian. That's what makes you be able to. It's the experience that you've had here, the pidgin that you're speaking, the Yoruba you're speaking, the Gongon you're hearing, the Igbo you're speaking, the whatever language it is, Nigerian, the Nigerianness in it is what makes it Nigeria. It's what makes it Afrobeat. That's what makes it sweet.
You need an opportunity to make class action Afrobeat. That would be a greater outreach to shut.
That's why
even some Nigerians don't even understand Afrobeat.
If I'm being honest, some Nigerians don't even understand Afrobeat. They're just enjoying it. That's why Charlie Poppy can come out tomorrow and sing something so different, and he has his own spotlight. Odumodu is doing something different. He still has his own spotlight. But at the end of the day, it's still Afrobeat. It's still Afrobeat because there is something that
whole body on its own, like it's a whole structure.
Let us not forget those things.
Deep into this is a natural. This is a resource.
It's a resource. Do you know if you go and look at the economical advantages that it has in Nigeria, you'll be shocked. Do you know how many people are coming down to Nigeria now because of Afrobeats? Every year now, do you know how many people are coming down to Lagos because of this Afrobeats?
Our culture is.
They were not trying to sell it away. They were not trying to sell it away. And somebody like Whiskey, that as a big of a platform that you have, as big as a name that you are, you're not saying you're not. No.
You're allowing the piano compromise the drum.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
We're not doing that. Well, guys, please let us know what you think in the comment sections. Drop that comment. Don't forget, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. Follow us on every platform that we have on TikTok or on YouTube. The name is going to come out underneath for you to see it all. And we do appreciate you guys. This is our very first segment. I would say is a success. many more to come. We're still learning. It's still progress. And we hope that you guys stay tuned and always come back for more. Share our opinions and let you know what we think. And let us know what you think also. Stay blessed.
Yeah, that's it.
Peace out. WLM.